welcome. Thank you for taking the time out of your evening to come over and listen to my informative speech. I'm here to show you 3 steps to surviving the zombie apocalypse. So starting out, there it goes. This is our world, and if you look around and think about the world we have today, technology is really easy. It comes to you in the palm of your hand. You can basically buy anything you have the desire to buy as long as you have the money for it. But have you ever wondered what would happen if something disrupted the status quo? And that something could be anything. It could be a natural disaster, a tornado, an earthquake. It could be nuclear war. It could be a rogue asteroid randomly headed for Earth. It might even be a zombie apocalypse. You never know. A lot of people laugh. They think that it's not possible. They think that zombies are something straight out of fiction or straight out of Hollywood. But they don't think about realistically somewhere there could be a mad scientist who is pissed off at the world and has nothing better to do but to experiment on animals. What do you do when he gets bitten? Suddenly the virus spreads and boom, you have a zombie apocalypse. Not too hard to fathom considering we already have rabies and mad cow disease, which fortunately don't affect humans. But we do have drugs like PSP and bath salts that will make us turn on one another. But Google defines a zombie to be a corpse said to be revived by witchcraft. Hollywood presents a zombie to be a corpse that's been reanimated who is here to basically eat your brain. It can also be a tall mixed drink consisting of several kinds of rum and fruit juices. You never know. But one thing we can be certain about is if the zombie outbreak does occur, it's probably going to be able to be transmitted through bodily fluid. Think bites, scratches, blood, that kind of thing. So, there are 3 initial steps that when you first hear the news and you first find out that this is going on, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to react. You're going to react to the news. Whether you react in a good way or a bad way is going to determine how long you survive. That kind of brings us to the second point, is survival. Some basic tips just to tell you how to survive a system malfunction or a presenter malfunction. Okay, and then the last one is to protect yourself and all of your friends and family against the zombies. Basically, sever the head and destroy the brain. So, the first one is common sense. Basic common sense is once you start to hear a zombie outbreak, don't go near strangers. You see somebody walking down the road, don't stop them, don't try to talk to them, they might try to eat your brain. The other is to gather your nearby friends and family close by, so that way you all are under one roof, because it's better safer in numbers. Except for my dog, I might sacrifice him to the zombies. But another thing is don't run away. Don't initially think, okay, here's the zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, I have to get to an unpopulated area. It's better to stay put and to protect your home. When you protect your home, you can add razor wire to the top of your fence. You can dig a trench so that anything that comes over your fence will fall in. I recommend putting some sharpened spikes down there so that way you make sure they're not going anywhere. You can have security cameras, make sure you have a generator, and always have a backup escape plan. Or you could be like this guy and just put treadmills all the way around the house. They'll never get to you. They'll always be running, right? No? Bad joke. Moving on. So I have a question for you guys. I want you to tell me, do any of you have enough food for 3 days for each person in your house? Add up all the people.
Eat the dog.
If you eat the dog, yeah, fair enough. So that's something more than half of the people in the United States do not have enough provisions to last for 3 days in the state of emergency. You want to always remember the rule of 3, and there are 4 of them, so use that irony to help you remember. You can last 3 minutes without air, 3 hours in a harsh environment, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So you also want to make sure that you have your basic survival supplies. You want a knife, you want matches, you want duct tape, you want batteries, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. You need to be prepared before the zombie apocalypse hits. By the time it gets here, it's going to be too late, unless you hit up the library or something like that. But you want to go and find the Boy Scout handbook. And this handbook has everything that you need to know, from what plants and berries are poisonous, to which ones have herbal remedies, to how to build a fire, how to build shelter, all kinds of things. So I'll hand this around and let y'all look at it. Ignore the corner. The wonderful dog decided to take a bite out of it. And a fun fact is that crayons, you can actually burn a crayon and they will burn up to 30 minutes. So if you ever need just light for a quick minute, you can use a crayon. Clean water is imperative to your survival. If you don't have access to clean water, the guide right here shows you a quick and easy way that you can filter water using most things that you can find at home. You can collect rainwater, you can collect water from a stream or a river, make sure you filter it, then you want to boil it to make sure that you can get rid of any excess bacteria that might remain. In your zombie first aid kit, it's going to be the same as pretty much any other first aid kit that you want. You want to make sure that you have bandages, pain relieving medication, any additional medication that you might be taking or that you have a supply of. You want to make sure that you have your antiseptic ointments, your burn creams, and saline solution so you can wash your eyes. It never hurts to have a CPR mask or one of those fire resistant sheets. Those are really good to have too. This is something that you should have at all times because you never know when accidents may happen. So that brings us to our last point, and that's to protect yourself. You always want to protect yourself against these things. These are not people. This isn't your neighbor Sally. This isn't your best friend. This is a corpse that is trying to eat your brain. So any weapon will work. All of these are effective. You can use them for zombies. You can use them for guard work. Just remember, you always want to aim for the head. Destroy the brain, then you burn the body. So they don't think rationally. They're not here to help you, talk to you, save you. They're here to eat you, kill their brain. So if you do have to leave the safety of your house, you want to make sure that you layer up. You want tight clothing, you want protective clothing, you want Carhartt, is that how you say it? The nice jackets that are flame resistant, or leather, denim, that kind of thing. Make sure that you layer it up. It'll help the bites, help prevent biting. You also want to make sure that your hair is either pulled up in a ponytail or it's kept very short. Also, you can wear a bandana sprinkled with some kind of oil or something that smells good to keep the smell of rotting flesh out of your nostrils. With these three things, your reaction, your survival skills, and to protect yourself, you should be able to at least survive the initial outbreak of the zombie apocalypse. With those things, I ask you, are you ready for the zombie apocalypse or for any other natural disaster?